Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be field testing the only knife you are ever going to need. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new episodes or our daily giveaways. And make sure you smash that notification button so you don't miss anything. Also, we have a new round of our Amazon gift card giveaways, and to enter, you must be a subscriber and share this video using the YouTube tools in the watch page below. We also pick winners in the very next episode, so if you enter on this particular giveaway, you'll find out who the winner is on the very next episode. For those of you who follow our channel regularly, you know we love massive, big, huge hunk knives. And even though we have grown to appreciate the trifecta for woodsman, which is like a really nice saw of any type, whether it is a bow saw, a folding saw, irregardless of what it is, a small hatchet or an axe, and a solid size knife of any size, it still doesn't take away from my appreciation and love for massive, 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 massive knives. Now, this extends to what I say the only knife you'll ever need, extends to every single, basically massive knife, which I would say is about 10 inches or longer. Now, for this particular knife that we're going to be discussing today is a custom handmade, hand-forged knife by my really good friend Sam Farnsworth of Jinja Outdoors. And this bad boy is called the Yeti. Now, this particular knife is absolutely fantastically huge. It is rocking a 12.5-inch blade from tip to ricasso. It has a 1-inch choil with a 5-inch Coke bottle style handle made of micarta. Now, this thing is an absolute dream to use out in the field. Now, during this video, we're going to be showcasing a lot of outdoor footage with this knife because obviously, with custom handmade knives, there comes an expectation of these knives performing far better than a production blade. Given the fact that there is a high level of attention to detail, they are going to be doing quality control testing with your blade individually tested before they let it ship out. And if there's any issues, you can pretty much guarantee, like I said, if it's a quality knife maker, they're going to scrap that knife altogether and make you a brand new one until they get it exactly right. This knife is an absolute monster. I mean, I just gave you the dimensions. It's like a 17-inch overall blade. It is so freaking big, and we're going to go over the handle. Look at the fit and finish. That mosaic pin is absolutely gorgeous. But it is, like I said, it's a natural micarta, very nice, comfortable, ergonomic Coke bottle handle, which is kind of considered what I call the perfect handle because of the way the palm swells and how everything chokes up and lets you just get really, really good on it. But he focused on a really hard attention to round out these edges right here, so when you're choking up on this blade, which is very near the center of balance, believe it or not, this knife actually does fine detail work exceptionally well. I was shocked that, considering this thing is darn near a machete, it was able to do a lot of things like fine feathering and tin stake making without an issue whatsoever. Now, keep in mind, I know a lot of you guys will understand this, is once you get really, really, really big, a lot of these knives kind of diminishes overall in versatility, and they tend to be kind of single or dual use knives and not really an overall user outdoor knife. But being able to talk very closely with Sam, the maker of the Yeti, is he wanted to make sure that you had a really big knife that was extremely robust, a very strong, sharp edge that can do a lot of type of outdoor survival and camp tasks, whether you were going to be just doing some generic hunting, you're hiking, you're camping, or you have to be in a survival situation. He wanted to make sure there was going to be a strong enough blade. Now, this steel is actually 80 CRV2, which, like, as you guys know, who follow my channels regularly, you'll know that I love 80 CRV2, and it's one of the few steels that I've been able to work with very, very closely. He put a very aggressive, nice, deep swedge on here, so if you need to use this in hunting, whether you're hog hunting, deer hunting, your processing game, it will be able to do all those chores that it needs to do, but still maintain its very robust, very hardcore use nature. Now, as we took this bad boy out into the woods and just basically wailed on it, it could do everything you could ever want a massively large knife to do. Now, there will be a lot of people that'll drop down in the comments and be like, you're not supposed to chop with a knife, and you don't need to be doing the batoning with a knife. There's one excuse I can throw at you, and it kind of settles the argument altogether: blade sports. If anybody knows what blade sports is, that solved that argument and squashed it and put it to bed right there. Some of the most competitive knife makers and knife companies on the planet literally specifically engineer knives to just be hard use, brutal choppers that just beat through wood like no one's business. Additionally, the creation of these knives really came to development in the past 10 years because of the new steels that have been coming out, as there was a demand by customers all across the world who wanted knives to be able to perform and do more functions than traditionally they were able to. there's a lot of people that go on day hikes, they go hunting, they go in various situations where they don't want to bring 7 tools with them. They'd rather just have a really good, robust, awesome, big, huge knife that can do a lot of the work, and they don't have to worry about it. It can be dependable. Now, as wonderful as this knife is, I'm sure you guys were wondering what the sheath was, and this is also made by my buddy Chad, the Survival Smith. You guys have seen a bunch of his kydex work on our channel, and we keep going back to him because, oh my god, this guy is so freaking talented. He smooths out the edges and makes everything really clean, and he actually developed this system for us to actually be able to hold the ferro rod, but he also built us the Veristileka Jakari Puko 110 sheath that is engineered and designed to actually piggyback on top of the Yeti as a companion knife. Sheath retention on this is absolutely amazing. You're gonna hear, yeah, a lot of that click, and that was amazing. Look at that. There is, oh yeah, that's the scraper. I'm gonna hold that down. There's no blade rattle whatsoever. Yeah, that's my fire steel and my scraper from Merkware, so that's where all the rattling was come from. But since this is a custom knife, like I said, I have very high expectations for a knife like this. So we went through and kind of just did anything and everything we could get away with doing. And like you guys know who follow my videos, there are some knives that cannot handle that live oak that we have here in Texas because they're very hard, just aggressive, just drought resistant, no holds barred, doesn't give a crap about what you want to do kind of wood. And when we basically bit into this thing, and as soon as we chopped into this freaking tree, the Yeti just smiled and looked as it came down and just slammed into that tree and basically had that thing halfway chopped down and cleaved in like one freaking hit. And because of its really beautiful edge geometry, it was actually able to just produce these really nice, clean, smooth cuts on that small dead tree. And I was just really, really impressed. And as we were processing the wood and delimbing it and getting it ready for various things in the future, we decided to take bigger cords of wood and start doing some batoning with it. Now, traditionally, no, you would not need a baton wood, but if you run into a situation where you are in inclement weather, you're in rainy weather, you're going to want to take that wood from a wet tree and expose those dry fibers and process that wood down so you can actually build a fire more effectively in less than favorable conditions. And because of this rounded off choil, I was able to choke up on it on that point of balance and be able to do a lot of fine carving and detail work with this without even trying. I mean, we just put this thing through absolute hell, and we're showing you very small highlights and clips of all that footage, but the fact that it still has its same edge, and there are some scratches on it because obviously we used it, but as you can see, there is no edge damage on this thing whatsoever. Now, given the fact that we love this knife, we're going to have all the little tech specs down in the video description. We're also going to have a link to all the social media accounts that Sam Farnsworth has for his blacksmithing shop. So if you want to go check out his knives, he makes a bunch of different style knives, whether you want kitchen knives, really small camp chore knives, all the way up to the big, massive choppers. He's got everything and pretty much can do anything you want. Now, this video doesn't need to take any longer than this because, one, I like this knife and it is a tremendous, ferocious performer. And if, like you said, you've been following my social media accounts, you'll have seen this thing do some pretty fantastic, cool stuff. The winner of yesterday's Amazon gift card giveaway is Ryan Harmoning. Congratulations, Ryan Harmoning. You are the winner. So different contest on the back of our channel so we can get your contact details. So in conclusion, if you are a true blue appreciative knife collector and knife enthusiast who loves hand-forged work made by artists and artisans that really put their heart and soul and put 40, 50, 60 hours into hand making and hand testing and hand perfecting a knife specifically just for you, knives like this and this particular maker has a very bright future, and I would definitely highly recommend Jinja Outdoors for your next custom blade. And I say that wholeheartedly because I'm in love with this knife. But that just about us for now, and if you enjoyed the full field testing and review of the Yeti by Jinja Outdoors, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that just about us for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.